New Rochelle, New York, hit very hard by the coronavirus, causing the state to take drastic measures in an effort to stop the spread, including creating a 1-mile containment zone of this area, shutting down schools, places of worship, and banning any large gathering. The National Guard was even called in to help deliver meals to those who are quarantined. Really dramatic images from New Rochelle. But since then, the community has seen a slowdown in the cases since the restrictions were put in place.
Yeah, and one of those persons who was right in the middle of it all is Dr. Ken Redcross. He's joining us right now from New York. We thank you very much for taking the time. And first and foremost, how are you doing?
Thank you, guys. It's good to see you again. Sorry under these circumstances, but we're hanging in there. As a community, we're really coming together. We're heeding all of the warnings as far as washing your hands, making sure that we have that distance in between each other. And you're right, we're starting to see some improvement. But as a community, it's pretty heavy, very surreal, especially as a medical professional.
Dr. Redcross, tell us about your household, and these are just precautions, but has anybody in your household been known to be exposed, and what are you doing to navigate that from home?
No, that's a good point, Olivia. We've been very blessed. We all were tested because we are in this zone. You see that zone there. That's very scary stuff to see that military presence there and realize, like, this is real. This is the United States, and we have to do something as a community, all of us, no matter what state. So, for us, you go up and down because we realize that after this is kind of a new normal for us, even when the coronavirus is gone. But there are some opportunities. We need to talk about doing things such as boosting our immune system.
What are some other takeaways? I mean, you were right in the epicenter of what we've seen here in the United States. Really, a lot of news started pouring out of there as that was one of the first bigger hit areas. What are some of the takeaways that you can share with us for the rest of the folks, maybe that they can take certain precautions to make sure that we don't end up in that situation?
You're right, Javier. I think everything is about prevention. I talk a lot about making sure your immune system is boosted for things like this. I talk about vitamin D, also about AHCC. AHCC is a medicinal mushroom compound. The important is that it has some activity against bacteria and viruses. And more importantly, AHCC has studies, and that's important as well. Zinc is also something that we should think about. Now, none of these treat the coronavirus, of course not. But the point is that this is a perfect time for us to all start thinking about our health and our immunity going forward for what may lie ahead.
Not knowing how long that this will last and how long the limitations being kind of, stuck in your own household. How have you guys been handling that? What are the conversations at home? And what would you maybe, have us keep in mind? Because we're a little looser here. We don't know how things are going to change moving forward.
Yeah, I've been on quarantine, guys, for about 2.5 weeks. Because I'm a concierge physician, I still go out to make house calls and so forth. But let me tell you, board games are going to become your best friends. I have twins at home. So you better call Parker Brothers and see what games you can pull out. The other thing is, think about also staying active at home. You need to make sure that you're moving, whether they be jumping jacks or weights or what have you, but make that a family activity. If there's one good thing that comes from this coronavirus thing, very, very good, is that as a family, everyone's coming together. We used to be too busy to do these things, but now we're forced to do it, and family is the most beautiful thing I think we all have and share.
And speaking of, what do you tell the children? How do you, how do you explain this whole thing that's going on across the world and here locally to the kids?
I let the kids know, look, it all starts with you. You guys can really help us battle this thing by something as simple as washing your hands. Soap and water. You always hear the old adage of playing around and singing happy birthday to me twice. My kids are a little too old for that to work, but it's just nice to know that you guys can actually make a huge impact in this coronavirus that we're fighting all around the world.
Dr. Redcross, last question for you, and then we're out of time. Here in Phoenix, the mayor has said, we hope to look back on this and say our local governments maybe overreacted and we got everything under control. A lot of eyes on your governor there, Governor Cuomo, about his action. How is it sitting with the residents of New York from your perspective?
I think we feel very fortunate. We feel like we have a leader who, has our back. And it doesn't even matter what aisle anyone is in at this point. This is about Americans. And so I think we all feel very comfortable and very blessed, actually, to have such good leadership from our governor, even down to our mayor. We all feel like we have a plan in place, and that feels good.
Dr. Ken Redcross from New York this morning. Thank you so much. Good to see you in good health, and to see, just to get a chance to connect across the country. It's
Great
nice.
information.
Thank you, guys. Be well, be healthy, everyone.
You too.
Thank you. Take care. Well, the big question